I'm a lifelong subscriber to the New York Times. I studied front pages of the Times, especially with the incursions in Afghanistan and then in Baghdad in 2001 and 2003. I was riveted and repulsed by these front page A1 color combat photos. I was struck by how extraordinarily beautiful and how little warlike these photos were. The book is a critique of the Times, but it's also a critique of myself and my fellow citizens. It took me too long to realize how seductive these images were. I think these images did some work in helping to create the visual narrative of the war. War is, obviously a bloody, disgusting, horrible, blood-curdling business. And I see almost no war here. It's as if, in my view, the sort of style department here is running the War Department. One picture that I find particularly disturbing, or at least telling, is this photograph that begins the chapter of this bikini-clad, American flag-wearing blonde woman in Times Square. America, in the form of, let's assume, a beautiful blonde woman, is literally seducing these soldiers to their possibly likely death. What I don't think people have talked about sufficiently is how much mythological work these pictures did. It's a very complicated narrative. Going back to James Reston, the columnist for the Times, who was simultaneously advising John Kennedy and then editorializing in praise of the president whom he had just advised, or Thomas Friedman, who was simultaneously advising Obama and then editorializing in favor of him. The Times is constantly situating itself as a serious investigative journal that's trying to produce supposedly substantial journalism, and on the other hand, constantly currying favor with, supporting the government. One of my quote-unquote favorite images in the book is on page 80 of a woman running away from a car bombing. And she's just got a classically beautiful face. The pink pulls off of the orange and it bounces off of the pink there and it bounces off of the red there. And it's a beautifully composed photograph. But I guess I want to ask ourselves what role female beauty plays in photographs of war. In what way does their beauty sanction and sanctify and romanticize and glorify sacrifice? So here is a boy, he's wearing a St. Louis Rams football jersey, which sort of brings him back into the American landscape. To me, this feels incredibly movie-like, a Quentin Tarantino or Oliver Stone or Steven Spielberg movie. The book is meant to be problematically beautiful. How much beauty are we prepared to swallow in the name of glorifying war? And not everyone agrees. The book is meant to start a conversation. And so maybe the next time there's a run-up to war, we'll be more skeptical of the images the most powerful paper in the English-speaking world has been sending.
In Close on KCTS 9 is made possible in part by BECU.